Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to Talking Real Estate. Before we start anything out, as always, we want to know where you're tuning in from. So the curious realtor and me wants to know where you're tuning in from. So in the chat, please put where you're tuning in from because we'd love to know. It's a great thing, great thing, great thing. Now, as you can see, the editor has been a little behind today and has not got the correct title of this episode. So we will be sharing the title with you here in a moment. It is episode 127. And it is Eli and Shelly are in Dearborn Heights, Steve Kreitz in Dearborn Heights, Pat Neeson at Dearborn Heights is loaded today, boy, loaded today. So we're going to episode 127. We're going to call this What You Want. What you want. It's an old Beastie Boys song. What you want. So that's where they're getting that from. So we're here live at the Chris Bergeron studio at Central 21 Current and Oberski. My good friend Mike McLaughlin's in the back burner, just waiting, diving in, talking about crazy mortgage business and what's going on there. So again, tell us where you tuning in from. Where are you tuning in from? D7. Okay, all kinds of D7 contingency in the house today. All kinds of D7 contingency in the house today. Now, I picked this one up because I've got a lot of buyers. I mean, and guys, we're talking about this at some point in the show too, that the market is starting to shift now. It's coming back toward the center. I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. It's starting to shift toward the center a little bit, right? So now we're getting less crazy seller stuff and we're going some buyer seller right in the middle there. So when that happens, I deal with a lot more buyers than I usually do. Okay. I usually shoot about half and half. My business will shoot to about half and half. Okay. Now, what that means is I talk to buyers and show buyers almost every single day. Go on appointments and show and look at houses. Now, so think about that for a minute. What does that give me? It gives me a bunch of information as far as what people want or their behaviors. I got a lot of folks that want different than it was a year or two ago. It's really, the buyer side market looks a lot different than it used to. It really does. It's a very different place. So it definitely is one place where you can't really put a thumb on it. So at some point today, we're going to talk about this or that. It's a fun game that I played with a couple of folks today which one do you want? This or that? So what you want, that's this whole show is going to be about. All right. As we start to get there, guys, going along with the theme, if you're going home shopping tonight, what would the most important item on your list be? What would the most important item on your list be? Would it be big pool? Would it be lots of land? Would it be large kitchen? Would it be basement? Would it be a choice between basement and garage? In the chat for me, put what you would, if you were home shopping with me tonight, if I called you up and said, we're going to look at houses tonight, what's the one most important item you'd be looking for? Put that in the chat if you would, please. What do you think, Pat? Steve, what do you think? Bigger kitchen. That a girl, Pat. I knew that. You love being in the kitchen. Well, no, because Steve always cooks, doesn't he? So again, if you were going home shopping with me tonight, if I grabbed you, threw you in the car and said, let's go take a look at some houses, what's the most important thing? What's the most important thing that you would want? Okay. Be by the water. Sure. Okay. Land. I like it. Attached garage. Okay. Attached garage is not always what it's cracked up to be. But so what would you want? If you were going shopping with me tonight, I'll give you a couple more seconds here. If you're going shopping with me tonight, we jumped in the car, we were driving around. What's the most important thing? What will be the most important thing on your list? The thing that was a non-negotiable. Eli says pool and trampoline. Of course he does. Pool and trampoline. Pick one, buddy. Is it pool or is it trampoline? Help me out with that. Is it pool or is it trampoline? What do you think? What you want? That's where we're at. Okay. Now, lakefront. Okay. Lakefront. Sure. Non-negotiable, Steve. It's the biggest thing on your list. Biggest thing, because I've got lots of buyers and you'd be amazed at what's most important to them. You'd be amazed at what is most important to them. It's definitely interesting to me. It's been more interesting jumping way more on the buy side now than I have in a while. Okay. Now, without further ado, we're going to talk to the king of helping buyers get what they want. The one, the only, give him a large little shout out in the chat. Mr. Mike McLaughlin, Total Home Lending. How are you, sir?
Hey, good, Scotty. How are you doing?
Michael, so and I've been beating this drum for a couple weeks now. You and I talked about it a little bit here and there, but it's definitely shifted. It's going to be a more even playing field now for people as far as buyers, sellers. Like it's going to shift away from the craziness. In fact, you and I got somebody. I think we're going to get them into a house for $1,000, right?
Yeah, you can. That's about where you're starting off at with payments these days. Yeah, it's definitely better for the buyers right now. And what's great is that doesn't detract from what the sellers are getting, because what the sellers are getting is the tremendous appreciation that they've received over the last few years. And that's going to help them to move up too. So it's still going to support the domino effect of people moving up, because there's just so much value in the homes there that they can use to turn it into something that they would be more suited with today. You know, sometimes you buy a house and it's perfect for your needs, but 7 to 10 years later, you know, your needs change, and so does your house.
So, Mike, a couple quick questions for you. First, from Pat, what's for dinner?
Oh, and I got the cheat too. For dinner we had spaghetti, like a goulash, you know, with elbow macaroni, and I realized I went and got the ingredients, and then I realized that I had a half batch of it in the freezer frozen. So I got to skip all that and do not pass go, and just tossed it in the microwave, defrosted it, and we were good to go.
So microwave goulash, Pat, microwave goulash. That's what
I got. No, you only freeze the sauce. You don't freeze the noodles. So you make the noodles fresh, and then you put the sauce in.
Very nice, very nice. So that was one, and the other one was from Chris Wojcinski. Did Mike just call you Scott? Yeah. Mike and I have known each other for, let's see, about 30 years. So more than that, probably 33 years. So he can call me that. That's no big deal. That's no big deal at all. He can call me that. So that's no big deal at all. So I got no problem with that. Zach, good to see you, my friend. Coach Roberts, good to see you, sir. Now, so I concur with you, Mike, that here's the thing. To make it fair on the seller side, they've gotten 10 or 20% appreciation the last couple of years. I mean, I got folks that bought 2 years ago that are selling for big cash now, right?
Right.
So that's not disappearing.
Well, I've also seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people be able to sell their home, buy their new one with a pretty decent chunk down. You know, maybe not 20%, but then be able to turn around and use the rest of those proceeds for debt consolidation to pay off any other accumulated debt that will put them in a much better financial situation. Put all that on the mortgage, let the mortgage be that tool for you, and then to be able to take care of the rest of that debt. So as long as these people are, learn from their prior behaviors and don't spend up like that on the credit card, that's what you'd hate to see. But as long as they can do that, then it's a tremendous thing that people can do right now in the moving up market because of the appreciation.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So it's still a great place. I think I feel better just because of the fact the buyers got a fighting chance now. I mean, like they're in the kind, like people aren't just going. Like I'll give you an example. I'll give you a really good example, okay, of one that I put an offer in like on Friday, and the girl didn't get back to me right away. The other agent, she goes, well, for your below asking price offer, it's contingent on them selling their home. We're not in that big a rush or something like that. Well, she called me 2 days later and said, let's do it. Right. So it's what you're going to see too is a couple other things. The real estate agent side is you're going to see these two things. One, it's going to chase all the lazy agents that don't know anything, or the agents that are just they got in when it's good. It's going to chase them out because now you got to work.
And I think it'll help to make the realtors decide, okay, I can't price above the comps now. I need to price at the comps, which is very reasonable.
Yeah. And then the other one I would tell you too is that it's not, like you said, it's not going to be, I'm looking for, I'm telling sellers all the time now, I'm telling them all that if you put it this, you're probably going to get this. You might get a little more, a little less, but this is where you got to put it.
Right.
It's just, it's not, you can't be, I'm going to throw a number against the wall and see what the heck happens.
Right. We've got our buyers in a position where they can actually kind of enforce the market price. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a tremendous market price. They got a lot of appreciation coming, but that's what it's going to be held to the actual value that it is. It's not going to go up, which is great for everybody, frankly.
So let me ask you this question, Mike. I heard about this the other day, and I was kind of contemplating this. What about assumable mortgages? If a mortgage is assumable, could you, if you could qualify, could you assume it?
Well, FHA mortgages are the ones that are assumable. Conventional loans are not assumable. So if you want to assume an FHA loan from someone, it can be a powerful thing, especially now. I hadn't really thought about it, but this is what happens is we go through a period where rates are really low, like they were for the last 5 years. And people who got those FHA mortgages, the people who are wanting to buy their homes, they might have a shot to be able to assume those mortgages. So that is something to consider.
So how, I guess, would the qualification be different, or would it be a different
No, they
thing?
just have to qualify for the same kind of loan, and then there'll be closing costs. We'd have to look into that if anybody wants to discuss it, or if we want to, let's take a look at that tomorrow and see what the guidelines are. It's been a while.
Yeah, because that's an interesting one. I mean, that's something I
Maybe
heard
we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'd heard somebody
Sorry,
mention it
2 weeks. Next week we're going to be in Muskegon, so we'll be off.
Muskegon?
Yeah.
You're going west side on me?
We're going to a Lewis pet farm or Lewis animal farm where you can go pet capybaras and baby goats and sloths and stuff like that. So we're going to do that next week, and then I'll be back though, and the following Wednesday we'll talk about assumable mortgages.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Now let me ask you this: if you're going to the petting place and they got goats, right? You said goats.
Yeah, goats.
Do they have the goats that fall down? The falling down goats. They have those.
Yeah, I've seen that before. That is hilarious.
I want a falling down goat. That would be awesome.
Well, I'll see what I can do for you.
I mean, think about that for a minute. You look over and all of a sudden the guy's bam. Hey, so Michael, I appreciate you as always, my friend. Okay.
All right. Great talking to you guys. Have a great night, guys.
But I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike McLaughlin is the absolute final word on mortgage stuff. So he and I are going to kick around that assumed mortgage. And that's something that I'm going to tell you right now, guys. Most people aren't talking about. They're not talking about assumable mortgage stuff. It would make sense to me if I can assume somebody's mortgage and it's a low rate. That might make sense. So something to definitely think of. Feigning goats. That's what it was, Coach Roberts. There it is. Feigning goats. You're goddamn right. That's what I was talking about. Feigning goat. I want a feigning goat. If anybody can point me in the direction of a feigning goat, I would get that one. Silverside sub is over there, Ron. Very nice, very nice. And I feel like there's east side, west side of Michigan are definitely night and day from each other. Definitely night and day from each other. So something to think about. Now, to the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. What you want. Okay. I have to, at some point in the buying process, I have to get somebody to really tie this down. Okay. Because I've got some buyers that we definitely like certain things, but there's just, what do you want? What is important to you? So here's what I thought. I thought I would throw out 3 or 4 things to you guys, and you tell me what you think. And we can kind of discuss and kind of go through that. And as far as this or that. All right. So here's the rules how this works. I'm going to put up what you want, either this thing or that thing. In the chat, put which one you want, which one's more important to you. And then we'll kind of go through it a little bit too. So what you want, that's what we're doing today. What you want. So what you want, number one, guys, what you want, number one. Do we want move-in ready or do we want a lower price? Do we want move-in ready or do we want a lower price? Which one do we want? And let me tell you, let me see what you guys come up with first, and then I'll kind of walk through what I think about this one. Move-in ready or low price? Which one do you want? Pat, Rich, Steve, Zach, guys, what do you want? Do you want move-in ready or you want low price? Chris Wojcinski says lower price. Rich Roberts says move-in ready. Steve Kreitz says yes. Give me one or the other, buddy. Give me one or the other. Chris Bergeron says move-in ready. Steve's still waiting for you to tell me which one. Erica says low price. Again, the choices are move-in ready, lower price. Shelly says lower price if it's just cosmetic. Lower price if it's just cosmetic. What do you think? Move-in ready or lower price? Which one do you want? Give you about 30 more seconds and give me some more of your answers. Lower price lakefront, I can take it from there. I did. Yes, you did, Jim. Yes, you did. If anybody doesn't know Jim Dowling, he is a real estate mogul up north. He's a real estate mogul up north. So he definitely gets them cheap and fixes them up, makes them look good. Very nice, very nice, very nice. He says, depending on the deal. So, Erica, you and Zach are on different places. Then it sounds like Zach wants move-in ready, and I want lower price. So, yeah, so that's kind of the discussion we're having today. Now, let me kind of give my spin on this. Let me give my spin on this thing. Okay. First, move-in ready means you just drop your stuff and a couple things you might want to take care of, and that's about it. All right. You can just basically put your stuff down and go. Now, move-in ready in any market, even in a shifting market like the one we're in now, okay, it's still going to be expensive. It's still going to be expensive. Okay. So you have to take that into account. All right. I tell folks this basic information all the time. About every $20,000 is a different house. Okay. Every 20 grand you go up or down, you're either getting a half bath, or you're getting a bigger family room, or you're getting a bigger basement, or you're getting more yard. Every 20 grand up or down, you're getting some little extra thing from the previous price point. That's what you're getting. Okay. So that's the way to look at it. Okay. It also depends how handy you are. I got some folks, like I met with a gentleman yesterday, that he bought a house cheap and he fixed it all up. And he told me, he goes, listen, me and my wife I'll get a bed and I'll lay in the middle of this floor of this house until I get it done. I'll do it in days. So it depends how handy you are too. Depends how handy you are. So move-in ready or low price. Thank you very much. So as you can see, guys, even in the chat today, thank you. As you can see, even in the chat today, I got clients people that are working with that may have a different what you want, right? What you want. So that's number one. Let's look at number two. Number two. Open floor plan or big bedrooms? Would you rather have open floor plan or big bedrooms? Which would you rather have? Open floor plan or big bedrooms? What do you think? Put it in the chat, please. Put it in the chat, put it in the chat, put it in the chat. Open floor plan or big bedrooms? If you could have one or the other. Ashley, Antonosian, God dang, good to see you, girl. Good to see you. All the way from Fish Lake Road. I'm telling you. She says open floor plan. Chris Wojcinski says open floor plan. Erica's going over floor plan. Shelly says open floor plan, but Eli says big bedroom. Okay. Pat Neese says open floor plan. Biggest room. Rich Roberts says more time on the floor. Open it up. So for me, guys, and from what I see, folks are willing to give up bigger bedrooms, except the master usually, right? They're willing to give up. They're willing to give up wrestling room size. Very nice. They're willing to give up big bedroom or bigger size bedrooms to the other three. If it's a 3 or 4 bed, or if it's a 3, they're giving the other 2. The master's got to be a certain size though. The master's got to be able to fit a king size bed and some other things, right? That's kind of the default for that one. So, but open floor plan, I hear that all the time, but I feel like, again, that's going to be the more expensive option. That's going to be the more expensive option, right? That's definitely going to be the more expensive option. So I would tell you open floor plan is great, but you can find something that's got a more defined dining room, living room, dining room, eating kitchen, family room. It's a little more closed off that for a cheaper price. You definitely can. So that's kind of that. Let me see what in the comments here. Let's see what we got. Lena says open floor plan. I spend more time in there than the bedrooms. That's true. That's true. I don't know if that's a good thing, but that's interesting thing to say. Coach Roberts wants a wrestling room size. Very nice. Erica's saying, yes, I'd love a good size master. Yeah, good size master is important. Good size master is important. All right, so let's go number 3. Number 3. This is one that I'm going to tell you where this comes from, but I'm going to wait till you tell me what you think first. Finished basement or suite garage? Finished basement or suite garage? Finished basement or suite garage? What do you think? Finished basement or suite garage? Finished basement or suite garage? All right, let's see. Oh man, this is a different one. Okay, let's see what we got. That's what we got going here. So Shelly says finished basement. Chris Wojcinski finished basement. Steve Kreitz finished basement. Rich Roberts finished basement. Chris Bergeron finished basement. Pat Neese finished basement. But there she is. The Outlier, sweet garage as long as first floor laundry. Give that girl laundry first floor and she'll be happy. God dang. Erica says, finished basement, but a decent garage. You can't have both. No. Get one or the other. I'm giving you this or that. This or that's all I'm giving you. Bailey in the house. Young man, sweet garage, he says. Mr. Bailey, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. All right. Now, I would tell you a couple things. For me, Kyle, there he is. Pole barn. That wasn't one of the choices, but I'll give it to you. As long as you keep taking down trees out there. So Kyle and Ashley live out on Fish Lake Road, way the heck out there. And they are, if you need tree removal, they can remove any tree, anytime, anywhere, those two, because they've removed 7 bazillion of them. Definitely. So finished basin for sure. Gotcha. I'll tell you this. For me, a basin's more of a utility, right? So I bought a home, and I think most of you know this on Grosse Ile. The basin's about 3,100 square feet. Okay. I had 3 Christmas parties. I invited all kinds of family, friends, things like that, different ones. I bet you 6, 7, 8 parties in there by now of different things like surprise birthday parties and things like that. I can fit a bazillion people down there. That's more important. It really is. It's a space for people to gather. People value that more. I'm just telling you, people value that more. Garage, I hear a lot of, garage is a garage. Now, if you're a tinkerer, it's going to be more important to you. If you're a tinkerer, it's going to be more important to you. I understand that. I get that, right? I get that. So, but I just wanted to see what you guys thought on that one. Last one. This is a very specific one for a client that I have right now. Okay. Do you want land or a big kitchen? I know they're a little different. They don't equal up as much. But do you want land or a big kitchen? Which would you rather have? Land or a big kitchen? Which would you rather have? Land or a big kitchen? Which would you rather have? Lena says big kitchen. Oh, that's Kyle. Come on. I knew you wanted land, buddy. Steve Kreitz goes land. Ashley goes land. Chris Bergeron goes big kitchen. Land. Scotty, really? Gee, even these. I can build an outdoor. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's one of the first things on my mind. Big kitchen. Mine is tiny. Rob Bailey, make it happen. Shelly Gambino says land. She says land. As long as enough land for a pool, she'll probably be happy. So on that front, again, what are you using the house for? People coming over and being entertained. If they are, big kitchen's a good bet. Land, you can do anything you want with. And I feel like more and more people, I feel like an effective COVID is 2 things. One, people can work from anywhere, so they can move out to where there's land. That's 1. And then 2, I feel like people want land, regardless if they're going to use it or not. I feel like land is a big buzzword in real estate now. Land. So that's a big one there. So that's kind of my take on that, is that big kitchens are awesome, but land is a winner on that one. So guys, the reason I brought this with a big ass barbecue, yes, sir. The reason I brought this up is I have lots of buyers. Like I said, I'm shifting to more of a buyer business. I still have lots of listings, but about half and half now. And buyers come to me with all kinds of ideas in their head, or especially couples with, I have to kind of bridge the gap of what you both want, right? What you're both willing to accept. And at least 2 of those were buyers I have right now. Couples I have right now, at least 2 of those, they were different on some of those things. So that's kind of where that goes. So what you want. You got to figure out what you want. And then again, the 80-20 rule is the one I used before, and I'm going to use it for as long as I'm in business. Okay. 80% of what you want, 20% of what you can fix or live with, or change or live with, right? You're not going to get 100% of what you want. If you think that's going to happen, you're not moving, or you're probably not going to move. Okay. All right. So on to our next segment, what realtors see. I got a couple of them. I wanted to do 3, but the one's kind of lame, so I'll probably only do 2. Today, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of time we have. Now, guys, if you don't know, for what realtors see, I post a picture. I share a picture with you, and then you caption it. I post a picture, and then you caption it. All right. I see lots of crazy, weird stuff. So it's definitely one of those things where you can definitely look at and get a feel for some very strange stuff. If you ever want to take a look, my Facebook page every day between 11:30 and 12, I post usually a picture of something weird or ridiculous, and people have all kinds of comments and things like that. So am in the enviable position to see lots of things inside people's homes. Okay. So what realtors see, if you win, if your caption is the best, then you win a chance to win millions of dollars on a scratch-off ticket, and it gets sent to you directly from me. All right. So what realtors see contestant number 1? Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Hang on one second, guys. Just trying to pull it up here. Hang on one second. Just bear with me one sec. This one was interesting to me and shocking to me at the same time. This first one. And there it is. That was in the basement of a property I saw last week. That was in the basement of a property I saw last week. Caption it. Give me your best caption. Give me your best caption. Give me your best caption in the chat, guys. Give me your best caption in the chat. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. That's the picture that I saw right there. That's the picture that I saw right there. What do you think? That image right there. Homeschool children live here. That's a good one. I like that. That's fun. Homeschool children live here. That's not bad. Oh, there she is, Michelle Gill. The room I'm least likely to be in. That's good. I pick things up, I put them down. I pick things up, I put them down. Big ass Jim. Gym rats. It's how you exercise that matters. I'm a pretty fitness exercise kind of guy, and I was shocked. I'm like, holy crap! In one basement, look at all those machines. Look at that. Give you 30 more seconds. What are you coming up with? What are you coming up with? I'll give you about 30 more seconds. About 30 more seconds. Not my basement. Oh, Steve used to be an athletic supporter. No place I want to be. Okay, no place I want to be. All right, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Nope, I didn't. I didn't cut the sound. Hopefully, folks can hear me. Hopefully, folks can hear me. That's what I'm hoping. Someone pumping someone up. Someone pumping someone up. That's pretty good. All right. So we're going to go with the easy one. I pick things up and put them down. Rob Bailey, you are the winner. You are the first winner of What Realtors See #1. Rob Bailey. I pick things up and put them down. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. All right. Number 2. Oh, where'd it go? That's not. There it is right there. Now, let me move it a little bit. Hang on one second. There it is. What Realtors See #2? What Realtors See #2? What Realtors See #2? What do you think? What do you think? What Realtors See #2? What Realtors See #2? Something for a pole dancer? Oh, Chris Bergeron, I'm telling you, you better go to church this week. Entertainment while you eat. That's pretty good. Sit and spin. Sit and spin. That's a good one, too. Elevated dance pole. Needs to be painted pink. That's funny. Super over big girls. Aye. Man, I'm telling you, I throw something like that, pole dancing everywhere. Everybody's talking pole dancing everywhere. Oh. Stripper pole. There you go. Now we got it spelled. There you go. All right. Give you 30 seconds, guys. Give you 30 seconds. Caption that picture. Caption that picture. Caption that picture. What do you think? We saw this in a house, a nice finished basement. We saw this. I'm not saying it's terrible either. I'm just saying. That's all. All right. The winner is entertainment while I eat. Entertainment while I eat. Erica going with entertainment while I eat. I got nothing seating for two. Short people stripper ball. That's pretty good too. Entertainment while I eat. Erica, so you are our second winner. You are our second winner. Very nice. Very nice. Now, I want to give you one quick thing before I go. One quick thing before I go. I want to give you, I've done this before and it's been a while, but I want to give you a story from the road. A story from the road. Okay. So I'm showing these clients that like homes in the country, that like homes in rural areas. Okay. I want to say we go toward Adrian area some, we go toward Monroe some, those kind of areas. And we get out of to this house, and there's some chickens, right? There's some roosters, and there's a turkey. So I go inside with the client. My girlfriend is with me. Okay. I go with the client inside the house. My girlfriend's with me. And I come outside, and she's talking to this turkey. Okay. She's talking to him. Hey, handsome. Look at you. Hi. Hi. And keeps talking to him. And this guy is puffing himself up, like he's puffing all his feathers out. He's doing this little step. He's strutting his feet out and stuff like that. So like the guy's flirting with her, right? There's exactly. Okay. The turkey's flirting with her. Now, the funniest part, I got in my truck. They got in their car. Okay. We drive away. The client calls me laughing hysterically. The turkey is chasing her in the truck down the driveway. So that's the day the turkey stole my girlfriend. That is the day the turkey stole my girlfriend. So there's your story from the road, guys. There's your story from the road. Okay. All right. As always, we will have a little after show. It'll only be a few minutes because I got an appointment to run to directly after this. So it'll be a couple minutes. Head over to Talkin Real Estate, the Facebook group. If you are not in that group yet, make sure you join it. The Facebook group, Talkin Real Estate. We try to post a lot of extra material there for you. Mel takes really good care as far as throwing a lot of interesting stuff there, as well as I do myself. So head over to Talkin Real Estate, the Facebook group. I would love to see you there. I'm Scott, and I'm definitely talking real estate. See ya.